This is Sergio, and we are back with another edition of the Quarantinecast. I'm really excited for this one. I'm joined by someone who competes in less than a month now, Benjamin Brander. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. You're on the other side of the world, so I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. I have family actually about like an hour from you in Basel.
Okay.
So this pandemic has been crazy for us as a family, but for you in Zurich, what's it been like in terms of training and things like that?
Yeah, in Switzerland, the lockdown and stuff wasn't too hard. But yeah, it officially there wasn't training allowed. So for a long time, I can't remember how long it was, but yeah, pretty, I think allowed it's now for 6 months, something like this. Everything's starting to open up again. But yeah, was difficult time, like for everybody in the whole world, and especially with training martial arts and MMA here in Switzerland. It's hard to get permission or something to do it.
Yeah, that was my next question, because when you think MMA, usually Switzerland isn't the first place that comes to mind. And in terms of competition, there's really not a whole lot of shows going on in Switzerland. So how difficult was it for you to find fights in Germany, and what sorts of problems did you have with the government trying to get out there to fight?
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, it just wasn't possible to fight anywhere.
Yeah.
And luckily they did fights in Germany without attendance, and so we could fight there. They did like shows all 2 months, so they needed a lot of fighters, and I made sure to stay ready. And so if there is a chance to fight, I was ready and took the chance. Yeah, but yeah, here in Switzerland there was no competition until next month. Yeah, this is the first competition again here.
You managed to get 2 fights in so far this year. One not too long ago against Artur Adas. How do you assess your year? I mean, with everything going on, how do you assess those 2 performances?
Yeah, I think the loss. I'm not too keen on my last performance. Lost the split decisions. Was a close fight, but my performance wasn't good. The first fight I had, I think was a good performance. I had like 1.5 years off, and took on a strong opponent from Germany and beat him. Yeah, and I said at the beginning of the year, I just I want to compete, want to stay active. If I get the chance to fight, I will take it. And yeah, I'm later this year in around November, I get my second child. My daughter is on the way. So I told myself until then, I have to, every chance I have to fight. And yeah, after when the second child is here, will be difficult again with sleep and everything.
Well, congratulations on having another child. That Adas performance, it was a split. You said it wasn't your best performance, but is it like almost nice knowing that you were close, even on your not best night, that you almost beat him, and in a lot of eyes you did beat him? Or would you have rather won or lost a decisive decision, or do you prefer, it was close anyway?
I think I'm always about my performance. So, and if I perform good and the guy beats me, yeah, so it be. But yeah, it was close, and I just watched the fight once, and I didn't like watching and score and think, yeah, here should be my round and stuff. It was I knew I could perform better. So yeah, it's on me. It's on me. Should have done more and win decisive. So yeah, it was on me, and yeah, for sure I wanted to keep the win streak going. It's always coming off a loss is not good. I wanted to have a little streak, but yeah, it was my fault, my performance. So can't blame anybody.
So here you are.
Yeah.
So here you are. You're fighting in less than a month again. Already quick turnaround. Greg Shestakov, a guy you were supposed to fight already. What's your thoughts on him as an opponent?
Yeah, I think he's a very good grappler. I think he's BJJ brown belt, and yeah, he's a creative grappler, and yeah, sure, difficult guy to fight. One of I think he's ranked high in Italy. So, but yeah, that's the guys I want to fight. I want to fight good opponents, and I think he's a good opponent, tough grappler. Yeah, I'm excited for the fight.
And you get to do it in your backyard. How special is it to be able to compete in Zurich? You're usually someone who has to go abroad. You have competed in Zurich before, but what does it mean to you to be able to compete right there in your backyard?
Yeah, it's very special, and literally the venue where the event is taking place is like 5 minutes walking from my home, and I'm at the place like every day. I pass the place, so it's very special for me. And there are fans allowed at the venue, so I'm very looking forward to that. Fighting in Zurich is always nice, very good, and if you don't have to travel, it's a little easier. You sleep in your own bed, so it's perfect.
And who's going to be your primary training partners, and who's going to be in your corner on the night?
Yeah, we have like in the last year, we had like a good team of some upcoming guys, some pros, and we small team, relatively small, but we trained together, and yeah, trained hard. So in my corner will be the same guys as always. It's like the owner from my gym, it's Ahmed, and yeah. What was the other question? I forgot.
I guess you're going to be in your corner, who are your training partners. So you kind of touched on that. One of the questions I have is, when I think Switzerland, I don't think MMA. I think hockey. I think Roger Federer, tennis. I think skiing. I think everything but MMA. How did you end up discovering MMA in Switzerland?
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's literally the last thing you want to do if in Switzerland. Like everybody's, do clean something. You make more money than with MMA. So I don't know. I found passion in fight sports, and first I started out in Thai boxing, and then I think I saw the Bonner Griffin fight, Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
And it opened my eyes, and I saw, oh, there is fight on the ground, and I realized if you want to be the best fighter in the world, you have to compete in MMA, because you are allowed everything. You fight on the ground, you standing. If you're just a great striker, the guy takes you down, and you don't know what to do. So it was my mindset. I wanted to be like the best fighter in the world, and when I saw the fights, I knew, okay, you have to compete in MMA to reach that. Yeah.
When I think Swiss MMA, Volkan Oezdemir is the first name that comes to mind. Since he became like I guess a big name in MMA in Switzerland, do you find that there's been any changes in the country? Like, do you find more people maybe training MMA since his presence?
Maybe he's like from the even though Switzerland is a very small country, we have like 3 parts. One part is speaking German, one part is speaking French, and one part is speaking Italian. So you have 8 million people in a country, and divided in 3, like language-wise. So very small markets, and maybe they felt it a little bit and Volkan is from the French part, so maybe they felt it there a little bit. But overall, like in Switzerland, it's like nothing. You couldn't feel anything different. Even when it was crazy. He's fighting for the title, and you know, or almost no coverage in the media. yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe that the UFC or Bellator, one of these organizations, Brave even, start picking up some Swiss talent. Do you feel like with maybe some more exposure that Switzerland MMA could grow?
Sure, and I think for the small country, we have a lot of good fighters. We like the Switzerland started relatively early with we had some good Brazilian black belts, and so the BJJ is not too bad in Switzerland, and I think from there it started relatively early. So we have some good fighters if you see like the for the country how small it is, there shouldn't be that much fighters like competing on the top. So yeah, I hope it grow a little bit. We can see a little bit growth even in Switzerland. So I hope it will steady grow, and yeah, at some point maybe be a little bit bigger than it's now.
For most of the people that watch my episodes are from Canada or the U.S. For people who haven't seen you fight, what can they expect from you in September?
They can expect a well-rounded fighter. Like I have a lot of experience. Like I said, I started out as a striker, but I'm BJJ brown belt as well. So I don't worry if the fight goes to the ground. If it's standing, I in the past I like to kick a lot. Maybe I show something of them again. So yeah, you see a well-rounded fighter, always in good conditioning, always there to fight. I always want action. Yeah.
And then one last thing, is there anybody you want to thank or social media you'd like to plug before we end it?
Yeah, if you want to follow me, check out my Instagram handle. It's Brander MMA, relatively easy. I want to thank my team, 360 Martial Arts in Zurich, all my students, my training partners. Yeah, thanks for the good training, and yeah, some greets to my family, my wife, my pregnant wife, and my son Malu. And yeah, that's that. Thanks for having me.